So we're finally into June. I cannot believe that the year is going by so quickly. We're already at the 6-month mark of 2024. How is that possible? I feel like it just turned 2024. Anyway, we ended May. May went by really quickly. And I wanted to do a skincare favorites video of everything that I used in May, both anti-aging skincare as well as just general skincare overall. So go ahead and sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get into all the skincare items that I was using in the month of May 2024. There's going to be a lot of sort of repeat offenders here in this video in terms of my skincare products that I've shown just like intermittently in my vlogs, in my other videos. Some of them are repeats, but they're just tried and true favorites. Others are just skincare products that I have just started trying in the month of May and love. So let's go ahead and get to the first products. And the first products I have are cleansers. So I have the CeraVe Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser. This is a tried and true favorite. I've definitely talked about this on my channel in the past in both vlogs as well as other like skincare videos. So I love this cleanser. This is pretty simple, like a no fuss cleanser. I mean, it has all of these ingredients on here, but it's fairly safe for, or fairly tolerable for sensitive skin. I have super sensitive skin, but it's also dry, which is why I chose the Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser. And the reason why I like this is because I do have dry skin, and this has a lot of hydrating ingredients like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, ceramides. Ceramides are natural lipids found in the skin, helpful for forming the permeability of the skin barrier, as well as important for skin barrier function and hydration, helps to cut down on that transepidermal water loss. Your skin already contains natural ceramides, but replenishment of the ceramides through skincare products can be incredibly beneficial if you have dry skin. And I always pair my cleanser with a Korean cleansing balm. I do the double cleanse, so I use a cleansing balm first before a cleanser. And I've been using, in the month of May, I've been using the AOA Korean cleanser. This is the AOA cleansing balm, and it has antioxidant and skin brightening ingredients in here, and it has green tea extracts and turmeric extract that provides the antioxidant and the anti-inflammatory properties. But I haven't been able to find it on Amazon. I used it in like the first half of May, and then I ran out, and I haven't been able to find it on Amazon. So I switched to a different Korean cleansing balm, and this is the Juno Skin Clean 10 cleansing balm. And the reason why I like this is because it's very similar to the AOA. It contains a slight fragrance via the orange peel extract in there. So yeah, the combo of just like a cleansing balm and a cleansing, like a cleanser, just a basic cleanser, drugstore cleanser like the CeraVe, is uber powerful in terms of just like cleansing the skin in the evening. Sometimes I will cleanse the skin in the morning, like after when I wake up and before I put my sunscreen on, but I don't do the double cleanse. I just use a cleanser to ensure that I'm getting everything off in terms of any like residual sunscreen or skincare products that I really need to get off in the morning. So for moisturizers, I had a lot of moisturizing ingredients that I use. I'm a big fan of just making sure and ensuring that your skin is hydrated throughout the day. And really what I do, I moisturize twice a day, not including my sunscreen. So sunscreen isn't a moisturizing vehicle, so that's a moisturizer. So technically I moisturize 3 times a day, if not more, if I'm reapplying my sunscreen. But with the basic, but I moisturize in the morning and also in the evening. I don't always moisturize in the morning. It just depends on if I'm cleansing my skin or not. If I do cleanse my skin, I will put on a moisturizer onto the damp skin and let it dry down, then put my sunscreen on. But usually I will moisturize in the evening to ensure that I'm locking in that moisture before I go to sleep. Because sleep, that's a critical time whenever the moisture is evaporating while you sleep. So making sure that you trap in as much moisture as possible is key. So the first moisturizing product I have is the COSRX Advanced Snail 92 all-in-one cream, and this is in the tube. They have a jar version, I believe, but this is a powerful moisturizing product that I don't use on its own. This isn't a replacement for a moisturizer in my opinion, but it's super repairing. It repairs the skin, hydrates the skin. It contains snail mucin filtrate, which is a very hydrating emollient type, almost humectant type ingredient. It also contains moisturizing factors, arginine and sodium hyaluronate, which is naturally present in the skin, but as time goes on, it declines. So replenishing it with a product like this is really important. If you have super dry skin, I highly recommend checking out the Snail Mucin cream, or this one, the all-in-one Snail Mucin cream. And then placing this onto a wet, damp skin has been really like a game changer for me. Kind of like applying a hyaluronic acid onto damp skin. It helps to bind to that water and get that water just sort of magnified. And then on top of that, you put on a cream occlusive base moisturizer to trap in all of that moisture that you've created, and it plumps up the skin and creates a super hydrated environment for healing and repair. Another tried and true favorite that I used in the month of May, as well as throughout the months of 2024, is the Cosrx Comfort Ceramide Cream Mist. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a sort of like a toner product, but it doesn't strip the oils. It's a very hydrating toner. It has a lot of moisturizing ingredients. It is chock full of those ceramides that I was talking about previously, and also contains glycerin, which is a humectant, kind of like hyaluronic acid, which helps to just bind to water and plump up the skin. And whenever I get done cleansing my skin and I get out of the shower and my skin's still damp, I will spray this on my wet, damp skin. And that's just sort of like the first step in my moisturizing routine. And then on top of that, I will apply my serum and then the snail mucin cream. I also have the Vanity Cream Daily Face Moisturizer. You're probably familiar with this if you're familiar with my channel. I've been using this almost daily during the month of May. If I cleanse my skin in the morning, I will put this onto a wet, damp skin. Just like the Cosrx Mist that I was just showing you, this is also full of ceramides. I think it has like 5 or 6 ceramides. Ceramide EOP, NP, AS, AP. It also contains some amino acids. It contains some hydrating moisturizing factors, carnosine, squalene, and glycerin. And does it have hyaluronic acid in here? Yes, hyaluronic acid, super hydrating. It's not super occlusive, so I will always follow this up with either maybe petroleum jelly if I'm slugging that night, or the Vanity Cream Moisturizing Cream, which is another moisturizer that I was using in the month of May. I took this with me to Italy after the long plane ride. This is a sort of like no fuss petrolatum based moisturizer. It's a cream vehicle, so it's kind of thick. I took this with me to Italy because the plane, like whenever you're traveling on a plane, especially long distances, the cabin in the plane is like a 10% humidity or something. So it's super, super dry. It's definitely like stripping out the natural moisture in your skin. So I made sure to use this as soon as I got off the plane, or at least in the evening. I did my whole moisturizing routine and really plumped up my skin to really counteract the effects of that dry air. But yeah, the moisturizing cream is, like I said, no fuss. It's pretty inexpensive. It contains petrolatum, and I think that's like the basic occlusive agent. It also contains zero alcohol, which is a emollient hydrating alcohol, like a fatty alcohol. It's not drying at all. It's super, super moisturizing. And it really traps in the moisture in your skin at night. Okay, something else I picked up is the Vanity Cream Moisturizing Lotion. Now, I think this is probably meant for your body because it's in this like bottle here, but I've been using it on my face with great success in the month of May. And this is very similar in the ingredient profile as the cream version of the Vanity Cream brand, but it's just a different vehicle. It's like in a lotion vehicle. And I actually prefer a lotion vehicle for a moisturizer for my face and my body. I just prefer that silky feel. I feel like a thick cream is a little bit too heavy and can sometimes be a little drying depending upon the environment I'm in. So I really prefer sort of like a more, not watery, but just more lotiony type moisturizer. And I've been using this on my face. Like I said, I think this whole big bottle was like $9 maybe. And it has, the first ingredient is water, but the second ingredient, just like the cream, is petrolatum, petroleum jelly, Vaseline. So powerful occlusive agent. It is lotiony, but it's not watery. It's definitely very moisturizing and creamy because of that petrolatum, and also contains cetyl alcohol, which is that fatty emollient alcohol. Great for moisturizing the skin. Okay, and sunscreens. The sunscreens that I've been using in the month of May of 2024. Like I said, some of these products are going to be repeats from previous videos of things that I've shown you in previous videos. One product in particular, however, is something that is brand new and something that I was using probably, I think maybe, yeah, in the second half of May, and I've been loving. So the first sunscreen that I've been using in the second half of May is the La Roche-Posay Anthelios UV Immune 400, and this is a European sunscreen, SPF of 50 plus. This is a really, really powerful European sunscreen that I have not been able to find anywhere online from like a reputable source. I know people say to go to care2beauty.com, but the website hasn't been working for me recently for some reason. And I think there's another website, but it kind of looks all shady. I don't know. I think I found it on like walmart.com, but I don't really like shop there, and I noticed that it's like sold through a third-party vendor, like an import vendor, so I don't necessarily know how reliable that is, but here is the sunscreen, the UV Immune 400. I was really excited. When I went to Italy, you'll see this video coming up pretty soon where I show you my process of finding the sunscreens, but I went to Italy and I was able to secure like 7 bottles of the UV Immune. I did make a mistake and I got something that wasn't UV Immune, and it was like some sort of like fragranced La Roche-Posay product that I do not like at all. It's SPF 30. This is SPF 50. It contains 8 UV filters that are not available here in the US, but are a lot more photo stable than the filters we have in the US in terms of protection against UVA and UVB, broad spectrum sunscreen. It contains Uvinol T150 for UVB protection, Tinosorb S, as well as Uvinol A+ for highly photo stable UVA protection. So the avobenzone, which is like the common UVA filter we have in the US, isn't super stable on its own. It has to like be stabilized with other filters and things like that. But Uvinol A+ is very stable on its own and highly photoprotective against UVA, UVA being the primary driver of skin aging. It also contains 2 patented UV filters, Mexerol XL and Mexerol X, and these are also highly photostable, and they protect against UVA, but they protect against the ultra long rays of UVA. And we don't really have a lot of good chemical filters in the US to protect against the ultra long rays, which penetrates the skin deeply and contributes to the large part of skin aging. And the sunscreens in the US just don't cut it in terms of that potent anti-aging potential and power. So Mexerol is incredibly powerful in terms of its UVA protection and its anti-aging ability. But I've been using this on my face for like every single day since I've gotten back from Italy, and it goes on the face like a dream. It's not super oily, it's not super greasy, it doesn't make your face look shiny, and there's hardly any cast that I can notice just because this is all chemical filters, and I don't think it leaves any cast. Like after it dries down, there's minimal to no cast that I can notice or appreciate. And like I said, highly stable against UVA. I really do trust this sunscreen over all other chemical sunscreens in terms of sort of the Mexerol, the patented UV filters, but also that it contains 8 chemical filters. That's crazy. And the stability against UV, a lot of the filters that we have in the US just doesn't, like avobenzone, that the UVA filter we have in the US isn't stable. Like whenever you go outside, it starts to degrade when it gets exposed to a sunlight. So having something that's stable and that protects against those ultra long form rays of UVA is powerful in my opinion. And I'm gonna do a giveaway of one of these UV Immune products, so stay tuned for that. Okay, the second sunscreen that I have is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Hyalu Sisa Water Fit Sun Serum. This is an SPF of 50+, PA of 4+, and I believe this is a Korean sunscreen. Yes, it contains some antioxidant ingredients like green tea and Centella asiatica. Centella asiatica also has like some anti-inflammatory properties, and in small amounts my skin can tolerate. But if I use like a Centella asiatica serum and I use too much, I start developing like a rash and it looks like I have a sunburn. So I try to minimize my exposure to Centella in terms of like a sunscreen in the formulation. When it's so small, I can tolerate it quite well, and I get those benefits from the antioxidant and the anti-inflammatory capabilities. This contains 4 UV filters, Uvinol A+ for the highly photostable UVA protection. It contains Uvinol T150, Tinosorb M, which is a broad spectrum chemical sunscreen filter that, again, not available in the US, as well as isotretinoin, which is a UVB and UVA2 filter. It doesn't protect against UVA1, but you have all these other filters in here that are protecting against UVA1 and UVA2. And this leaves like a minor cast, I would say, but it's not super noticeable for like, nobody points it out to me, and people will point out if I have a sort of like a casty sunscreen on, so nobody actually sees the cast on me. And it does have like a shiny finish to it compared with like the UV Immune 400 sunscreen. This dries down a little bit more matte, but it's still pretty hydrating, whereas this one is very hydrating and it doesn't really dry down matte. But I like both, and I sort of switch off with both. I can't find this on Amazon anymore. This is where I would usually get this on Amazon. I'm probably gonna have to start getting this on like YesStyle or Stylevana from now on. So another Korean sunscreen that I was using in the month of May that actually somebody here on YouTube, a subscriber here on YouTube, turned me on to, and this is the Heru Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen SPF 50+, PA4+. And this is a mattifying sunscreen. It contains all of those beautiful Korean chemical filters, European Korean chemical filters that we all know and love for that high UVA protection, UVB protection, broad spectrum. It also contains some antioxidant ingredients. And like I said, this is a mattifying sunscreen. So if you have dry skin, you might actually really like this. A lot of the Korean sunscreens tend to be pretty hydrating and pretty, I wouldn't say oily or greasy, but you can definitely have a more shiny finish to it. This doesn't at all. It's very, very mattifying and it looks like you have nothing on your skin. There's no cast, no noticeable cast. It's not shiny whatsoever. Very, very mattifying. It contains 5 UV filters. It does contain niacinamide, so I've been using this mainly on my neck and my ears because niacinamide, for some reason, I just don't have a good reaction to niacinamide. Is anyone else in the same boat? I know niacinamide is supposed to reduce redness because it contains antioxidant, anti-inflammatory capabilities, but I have not experienced that. I've experienced the opposite. I've experienced redness from niacinamide. So I personally don't tolerate niacinamide that well, but I love the mattifying appearance of this. And occasionally, if I'm in a pinch, like this past month in May, I have used it on my face just, you know, if I need to, because I don't have anything like else available or with me, I will use this on my face, but it's not my go-to for my face because of the niacinamide. But if you have no problems with it, it's a perfect sunscreen. Here's a beautiful Japanese sunscreen that is definitely very hydrating. This is the Kanmake Mermaid UV Gel. This is the clear. I highly recommend getting the clear. Don't get the white version because it's super, super casty, super white, and no, don't get it. I don't know how they even sell that unless you put makeup over it, but the clear version is perfect. It contains octinoxate, Uvinol A+, and Tenosorb S, and it is very hydrating. It definitely provides a shine to your face, but I also feel like it plumps up your skin because of those hydrating ingredients. It has a slight aroma, I would say, but it's very pleasant. And I don't think there's any added fragrance or parfum. I think it's like just very hydrating. It might have maybe some essential oils or something like that in here, but it's just, I just love this sunscreen so much because of the hydrating quality. I get 2 bottles. I get like a 2-bottle set on Amazon, and I'll link it down below so you can check it out. But this is one of my favorite like Japanese sunscreens. I highly recommend this one if you have dry skin and you're looking for a clear Japanese or Korean sunscreen with those highly photostable UVA filters. The Kanmake could be a good fit. And of course, a tried and true favorite, this is a mineral sunscreen. This is the sort of medical grade skincare, but this is the Elta MD. This is the tinted physical sunscreen, SPF of 41. This contains zinc oxide. It contains some iron oxides as well for that tint, just to camouflage. Zinc oxide can be pretty casty, and I have plenty of videos on my YouTube channel where you can see what it looks like on my skin after it dries down and everything like that. So you can check those out. But I've been using this for maybe since 2019, I would say, and I love the tinted mineral sunscreen. I tend to use this as a second layer on top of a non-tinted mineral sunscreen just to camouflage the zinc oxide, and it provides just an extra boost of protection against not only UV but also visible light. So the iron oxides can help protect against the blue light and visible light from the sun, from our devices in our homes, from indoor lighting, which can, especially in darker skin types, drive hyperpigmentation. So having something like a tinted mineral sunscreen can definitely cut down on that discoloration or hyperpigmentation in the skin. And also blue light, visible light does contribute to the pathogenesis of skin aging just by inducing matrix metallic proteinases, inflammation, oxidation, oxidative stress, free radical damage in the skin. So having something like a tinted mineral sunscreen is something that I include in my arsenal at all times for anti-aging purposes. I'm actually wearing the tinted mineral sunscreen on my skin right now. It might not be like the best lighting, but you can sort of see how it looks in relation to the rest of my body, which doesn't have any sunscreen on. In terms of the serums that I've used in May, this may not be any surprise to you if you've watched several of my videos, but I've been using this serum since probably 2020, I would say. This is the Timeless Coenzyme Q10 serum. This is one of my favorite antioxidant rich serums. I apply about 3 drops or so onto my face, onto dry skin in the morning before I put on my sunscreen. I let that dry down before I put on my sunscreen, and this provides me the antioxidant protection. It is a bit more stable than vitamin C. Vitamin C on its own, when vitamin C is alone, is not super stable unless it's stabilized with other antioxidants and vitamins. But the coenzyme Q10, it's already naturally found in the body. It's naturally found in the skin. It provides a barrier to oxidative damage from the sun, pollution, things like that in our environment. And because of its antioxidant properties, it also has been shown to improve collagen synthesis in the skin. Coenzyme Q10, similar to vitamin C, may help to reduce hyperpigmentation and brighten the skin overall. This contains matrixyl as well. It's a branded name for a highly specific biologically active peptide that has been shown to increase collagen production in the skin as well. Speaking of which, another serum that I use pretty much on a regular basis in the evening is the Depology Matrixyl 3000. So I still have this in its box. I just love the packaging of the Depology brand products. I think it's so beautiful. Look how glossy and shiny and reflective that is. But this is this is just like the biologically active peptide matrixyl in a very like gel formulation. And the gel formulation is super hydrating. I put this onto damp skin in the evening after I have cleansed my face. This will be my serum of choice because matrixyl helps to support skin collagen production or elastin production in the skin. And some studies suggest, or some studies show that the application of matrixyl on the skin for a certain number of weeks in small populations, small studies, show that it improves fine lines and wrinkles, probably because it helps to not only smooth out the skin via its hydration properties, but also because potentially improving that collagen production in the skin. And another Depology product that I've been using off and on in the month of May that I have liked but I don't use a ton is Depology Peptide Complex 10% Serum. So this contains several like peptides which help to potentially support the proteins in the skin, namely collagen and elastin. It also contains argireline, which may help to support skin firmness, moisture. Argireline is labeled as sort of like Botox in a bottle just because there are some studies suggesting that it can help to inhibit neurotransmitters. I mean, this is all like in vitro. So actually applying it to your skin and stopping muscle movement is not possible, not to the same extent as Botox. So you're not really like, it really, when it says Botox in a bottle, it really means it helps to improve the smoothness of the skin and help to reduce or diminish fine lines and wrinkles in certain areas. So a lot of people put it on their foreheads or around their eyes or their smile lines, like in the nasolabial folds. I have been using it sort of off and on. I don't really use it consistently because I'm not like, I don't really know what the evidence is in terms of like large populations. Human studies, we don't really have a lot of that. If anything, it is providing hydration and it is supporting all those peptides in that product is supporting the collagen in the skin. That is something that I do believe. What were your skincare favorites that you used this month? Whether they were anti-aging or serums or moisturizers or cleansers, I would love to try new things. So let me know down below in the comment section. If you like this video, please hit that like button down below. That really helps out my channels and I appreciate it a lot. And if you want to see more skincare videos like this, hit that like button down below. I make skincare videos typically every Monday. So this is where I talk about anti-aging skincare as well as skincare in general, mainly focus on anti-aging though, but let me know in the comments what you want to see specifically with respect to skincare. And if you haven't joined this space already, please hit that subscribe button down below. I would love to have you here. Until the next video, I hope you have a good one. Thank you. Bye.